Because the way I look at it is that if you got a problem,
yeah,
and you offer a solution to that problem,
yeah,
the money will come in anyway.
Yeah, any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Why you done it again?
That's number
bro?
2, you know. Premium Fuel Club is something that we've branched off Premium, but I'll let Miles take it.
Sweet. So the whole concept around Premium.
Pretty specimen, yeah. Clip that. Hey, what time? Yeah, what time you got there? Because I might get Don't just phone my friend.
Yeah.
And just share something that I've seen. Okay.
You're trying to rant.
If you said it one time, cool. If you repeated it once, cool. You repeated it 4 times, bro.
Alright then, safe. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. So, okay, I might as well ask man in it since we're here in it. Yeah. So you're in your car, or it's easy one. You're in your car, phone's connected and that. Now your boys called you. Obviously you answer the phone. It's your bedroom, innit? But you might have, I don't know, you might have your girl in your car, or you might have mums in your car. You might have a date in the car, yeah, or a young child and that in the car, yeah. But they've started just offloading a madness.
Okay.
You get me? Just as soon as you answer, yo, how are you handling that situation? Because I know what I'm doing.
I mean, when there's usually, if I'm in a situation where there's mumsy around or there's a gal around or something like that, you kind of let it click, know straight away. I'm just like before, as soon as you answer, I'm speaking first, bro. Like, just with the missus, what you saying? You get me? Just with the missus, what you telling me?
That is like, yo, don't say anything wild.
Okay,
and if I forget to say that and then start talking, our connection went red button. Conversation.
That's I'm doing that straight away. I'm doing that straight away. Yo,
I can't hear you, fam.
Bro, the last time I done that, no whatever lie. I don't know if the brother, my brother was slapped at the time, but man phoned me like 5 times, you know. I'm driving, this geezer does not get what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to save you. Save me.
Yeah, you gotta go in D&D.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's call me, it's like, blah, hang up, because I know what it's going to say. Call me back again. Wait there 1 sec. Yo, broski. Yeah, we're locked in, man, we in now. Yeah. Alright then, save. Yeah, what was I saying now? Yeah, he'll phone me and he'll start his BS. I'll hang up the phone. Driving now. Yeah, so he'll phone me and reel off his BS. I already know, the energy, because he'll phone me like, yo, I just cancel. Driving. He'll call me again. Yo, I'm trying to tell you. Cancel again. Phone me again. I'm ringing it out now. Phone me again. I was like, brother, wrong time. But obviously, he might be a bit intoxicated, innit?
Yeah.
So he's like, nah, blood, you don't understand. Yo, I just see. You get me? So some man just don't get the memo still. But yeah, but isn't it bait though? If you see, we're letting the cat out of the bag though now,
Yeah. Can't give up too much game,
Yeah. Okay. Careful. Okay. One more question on the topic and that. Yeah. Don't you think it's bait though? Because the way how you answer, how to explain this now?
The person that say it's your girl.
You have to answer the same way, no matter who it is, mandem wise. So, for example, if I phone you, you might say whatever, because I might be saying whatever. But then if somebody that ain't close to you like how I am, you're not gonna say, I'm with, and that's what might give it away. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, what it is though, if you haven't gave anything away or nothing's been said, you can get past it, bro.
Yeah. Now here you still. I gauge it from the first thing the geezer says.
Yeah. You can tell by the tone, bro. Like, sometimes I answer the phone to my good brethren like I'm on the phone to a job interview, bro. How you doing? You okay? You get me? When usually it's yo, what you saying? And he knows the situation, bro. I'm around. If I answer like that, I'm probably in a meeting or something.
Yeah.
Or I'm not gonna say yo in a business meeting. You get me?
Yeah.
I might be like, yes, bro. You okay? Or how you doing? You alright?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, because
you know from there.
If a man calls me and I answer the phone, he's like, blood. I know. He's got to be some kind of ism and schism. Once I hear that, blood.
Because why can't you message me?
Right, then there you go. Or all a voice note me. Because whatever he's got to say is so sweet, that he's got to.
We've got to have a couple about it now.
He needs it live, bro.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, man. But them ones they are funny still. Them ones they are raw funny. Well, yeah, man just recording. I ain't even got an intro on that. So yo. You now tuning to Reemy's Living Room with me, myself, Reemy. Met the gal them. Yeah, all right then.
You know.
Yeah. So, who else you got in the studio, man? Let them know.
We got business owner today, you know.
Business owner, you know.
Premium tray, you know. We're coming with premium
Premium
tray, you
tray.
know. Hey,
I'm
it's different over here, man.
Everything premium, man.
Tired
Get
of this
me?
sensible business, you know. But obviously, last but therefore not least, we got Miles in the place and
Come
that,
on,
man. You know
Miles,
what I'm saying?
If you don't know,
Yeah,
get to know, innit?
These man are in their uniform and that, you
Bro,
know.
business first.
Saying they're like
You know what I'm saying?
they're saying they're like a man in uniform, you know.
That's what they're saying.
That's what I've heard on the
Crazy.
street still.
Okay.
Allegedly, though.
Allegedly.
So what business is this then?
So,
What's this premium fuel club thing? What's that?
So-
Obviously I know, but they
First
don't.
of all, premium the brand, innit?
yeah.
Oh,
But-
sorry, correction.
Premium Fuel Club is something that we've branched off premium, but I'll let Miles take it.
Sweet. So the whole concept around premium, obviously, people that know me, premium's always been it's a convenience brand.
Okay,
So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
for
yeah.
example, with the other one, premium detailing,
Yeah.
that was based off cleaning people's shoes for them,
Yeah.
and because they not that they can't be bothered to do it themselves, they can't, or it's just easy to send it to someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it's not as straightforward, bro.
Nah, it's
Because
not.
most people are just gonna put their thing in the washing machine.
Yeah. Like it's back in the
Mash
day,
it
a
up.
wet wipe would do it, innit? But
Yeah.
everyone's got Dior's and LVs and that now, so you can't even.
Materials
Yeah,
and-
you
yeah,
can't. You
yeah,
can't just
yeah,
take the
When you're
risk and do
spending
it
9 bills in a bag on trainers and that, bro, you want
£30 to
look
keep
after
them
them.
maintained.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You don't
exactly
mind
that.
it. And obviously with the fuel thing now, like I've always keep thinking like the whole concept of it is what next can I bring out that's gonna make life a bit easier for people.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And like my logic was now Premium Fuel Club. It's gonna be basically the UK's first mobile petrol station.
Sit
In
down.
a sense that it's like the same way you'd order an Uber,
Yeah.
you'd order a fuel fill up. So if you're running low on fuel, the van will just come and fill up. You're like, yeah, you got to get out your car.
Yeah.
You'll get a free hot drink on arrival.
Yeah.
And they'll start filling up your car and you can go about your day.
You see what's mad, bro? It's like you see you just sitting there explaining what it is. It's so simple.
Yeah.
But how ain't no one done it yet?
100%. And the thing is, it's one of those industries that usually the way it is on the news,
Yeah.
like the one thing about the oil industry on the news, they tell people, oh yeah, petrol stations are only making like 10p a litre and this and that.
Easy, you know, 'cause I don't want the government to try it.
But that's
I gotta get a knock at the door and that.
yeah.
this
But
is what I'm
that's
saying.
what we're told, innit? Like we're basically told that like
Nah,
yo,
carry
there's
on,
no
bro.
profit in this industry.
Yeah.
But then
yeah,
when
yeah.
you go to Saudi Arabia and you hear about what people are rich off,
Yeah.
it's oil. So,
Bro, there has to be profit, bro.
so
Sorry
there's
to
no-
cut you.
Yeah, you know what I'm
There has to
saying?
be profit because when these lot are dropping their profit margins and that from COVID to now, it's
Billions
mad
of profits,
numbers,
bro.
bro.
Of
You
course
get
it
me?
is.
So it's like they want us to know, but at the same time they just don't want us to have a piece of that pie.
We don't want to be
innit?
saturated.
Yeah, this is it.
You know what
This
I'm
is
saying?
it.
Like everyone knows there's profit margins in property, there's profit margins in crypto. Oil's kind of like the biggest kept secret kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
Do you get me?
yeah,
So
yeah.
there's companies that have tried it in the past and they've
Yeah.
made mistakes, and like our branding was like, let's just learn from the mistakes and
Yeah.
just do it the right way. Do you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? In
yeah,
a way that's
defo.
efficient
Yeah.
and it's smooth for everybody to access, and that's what we're working on now. So we could have brought it out a few months back.
Yeah.
But it's a case of we'd rather delay it so that when you launch, you stick around. Do you get me? You don't want to launch and then you gotta make tweaks. I want it
Yeah.
to just roll out smooth.
So what's the reception been like since you've exposed this idea and that?
Bro, the reception, the feedback has
Yeah.
been crazy. The questions that I'm getting asked, oh, are you sure it's legal? How come nobody's done this
What's
before?
the quality of the fuel?
Yeah, what's the
like?
quality where you get the fuel from?
Because
Yeah.
it's users quoting it cheaper than
Yeah. So our price margins are cheaper than, your supermarkets, cheaper than your Costco's. And when people hear cheaper, they usually associate that with rubbish.
Yeah,
Do you
bad,
get what I'm saying? It
terrible
must
fuel.
be poor quality.
like watered down.
Yeah.
and-
But they don't realize that, like, you see, just to own a petrol station forecourt,
Yeah.
you need about £1 million. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, obviously, we're doing this thing mobile, so our overheads aren't the same as Tesco, aren't the same as these places. So we can pass that saving on to the customer. We ain't got to worry about them heavy overheads. Whereas Tesco and these lot, their overheads are so high that they have to charge you that price.
Yeah, because I think it's if you're franchising, like for example, like a SO, obviously it's the price of the franchise, but there's percentages in there that you have to break off to actual SO, the headquarters and that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that
So
makes the overheads very high.
bearing in
and that.
mind, in
Yeah.
a fuel station, the margins are already kind of slim anyway. On top of that, you've got to split that with with them lot as well. So it's
bang
like,
on, yeah.
You know, from the outside perspective, unless you've just got heavy cash flow, it's kind of been branded as I wouldn't even bother with that. There's loads of other more lucrative things you can do, but it's like when you study it properly and you realize it, hold on, there's a market in everything, and there's always a market in convenience. Remember when Just Eat and Uber Eats first came out? Yeah. Everyone was like, oh, no one would ever do that. I'll just go KFC myself. Yeah. No, you won't. You'd rather pay £3 so that someone can bring it to you.
Right to your door, bro.
That's it though, bro. Like, as people get older, people love to pay for convenience.
Facts.
Like, when you go out and you can get a closer car park space to the venue or something, you're gonna do that. You get me, bro? Like,
yo, listen, that is me. Yo, that's me. I'm
every time, bro.
You said I'll go to the dance, and do a table just so I can sit down and
bro,
have my own space.
Have your drinks come to you.
This is it, man.
100%.
Rather than wait half an hour in the queue and then
this is it, man. Maturity, man. You know what I'm trying to say? People think I'm trying to flex. I'm trying to flex.
It's not a flex, bro.
Man.
Not a flex.
You get me? I'm going out in the dance. I'm wearing a t-shirt. Yeah, we live in this England. You know, it's cold. Huh?
What t-shirt is it though?
A designer t-shirt.
Yo,
a free milk t-shirt.
D squared.
What minute's that? Because I'm gonna have to clip that. Nah, but it's true though, bro. Like, yo, man will be outside in the clothes and in a t-shirt and that. Like, yo, let me just get a table and that. Go through, queue, jump. You know what I'm trying to say?
Get me, man ain't stepping on your trainers.
100%.
You
get the altercations because man don't know how to act in that.
This is it, bro.
All right, then there you go, man. You get me? And you're usually close to the aircon as well.
100%.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Serious.
You know how hot them
And
dances
close to
get.
something else as well.
Allegedly,
Hey, yo, the words of Miles are of Miles only. I don't know what he's talking about. I ain't saying
100.
nothing to my lawyer walks through that door.
Hey. I was referring to networking, business.
Okay.
Networking.
Yeah, saved it still. Saved it.
Yeah, people are proper on board with this idea, man. Yeah. Like, as I said, bro, people saying, yo, how do I get involved? I want to invest. What's your plans like after you launch? Where else are you gonna go? Like,
can I have it? Can I get it there? Can I get it in London? Can I get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're launching in Birmingham, and we've got people out in Scotland saying, "Oh, can I get this down here?" And I would drive up to Birmingham just to get your rates and this and that. And I'm like, wow.
Yo,
like,
it's funny, because I messaged Trey like last week, trying to invest in that. Yeah.
hey, no, you know what?
The price that he told me, I might have to sell a liver.
Fam, yo, it's not a cheap, it's not a cheap thing,
you know. You know what it is? It's one of them ones. It's not a cheap thing, but it's like we've made you make mistakes down the line anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like when you're going into these industries that are so well protected, protected for a reason. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, as I said, like if you find like apart from like your Elon Musk, the ones that are rich off tech. Yeah. If you go to the ones that are rich up, like if you go Saudi, for example, the top 10 rich people in Saudi, I bet you it's to do with oil. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
easily.
There's something in there that makes sense. For the richest people over there to do it, it makes perfect sense. So, and it's very well protected. Like, the media coverage tells you, basically, don't even bother. It's pointless. It pushes everyone away from it. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, nah, man. Because you know what it is? There's necessities. You've got, like, everyone needs housing, so property is always going to boom. People need water, so water. You know what I'm saying? When you look at necessities, like, it's like selling gas and electric. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? If you can sell something that people rely on, and even if the profit margin's tiny, because it's so needed in mass, it's worth it anyway.
And another reason why it's a good thing is because it's not. It cuts off things like being gender specific, ethnicity specific,
100.
age specific. You know what I'm trying to say? Like this,
religion.
This is what I'm saying. It's
literally open for everyone,
open for everybody. So that's why it's such a sick idea, because it's something so simple, bro. Like literally petrol delivered to your house, so to speak.
100%.
Fuel up and that, and you're ready to go for however long that petrol serves. You get
and
me?
The thing was, it's like obviously we've had premium detailing now, it's been doing well. Like with that product, that's more of like if you want to call it urban, for example. So it's like, for example,
people that are into their trainers and the upkeep and that.
If, for example, Sally, 64 years old in Sutton Coldfield, isn't paying to get her shoes cleaned.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? But
big facts.
You know what I'm saying? But 25-year-old Leroy from Neutrals.
Why is it not Leroy? Yo,
I mean,
why couldn't he be Edward?
Edward doesn't have LV. You get me? He's got Toms, Toms. And Vans, that's what Edward's wearing.
Yo, them pizza box shoes.
Yeah, bro. Do you get me? But you see Leroy, he likes his LVs. Yeah. So because they're a bag 5 each, he's thinking, cool, I don't mind paying £30-40. So he's our target audience.
That's £1,500 for those that don't know what a bag 5 is.
So, but whereas you know what I'm saying, Sally, for example, she still needs petrol. You know what I'm saying? Her Fiat Punto needs fuel, bro.
Big facts.
And as Miles said, like, we've actually made a lot of mistakes on the journey. Even though we haven't launched, we're still learning on the job
every day
at
bro.
the same time.
Even today?
Yeah,
Every day,
100% learning on the job, and it's not a thing where people can just jump on it overnight. And I do feel like eventually there will be competitors.
Yeah.
But as long as we get our name out there first and that,
yeah,
and we give people a good service in that,
Yeah.
we'll be around a long time, man. Trust me.
100%.
Yeah, a very long time.
Because I look at it in the sense that, like, for example, now, obviously you got Uber. Do you get what I'm saying? When Uber first launched, and then you got like Bolt that tried to follow up, and they have those Ola for a little bit.
Yeah,
But because
Ola,
Uber were first,
now.
they're the ones that, like, even though Bolt are probably worth billions, for example, they're still not Uber. Do you get what I mean? Uber, whoever, as Trey was saying, the first ones that's there.
Yeah, because they had the
tend
head
to be
start with no competition, so they've
go.
already established all their profits, all their what do you call it? Their cock ups and that.
Yeah.
Fire.
Wow.
So, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
what?
Bro, I don't know why I went. I don't know why I went for that.
You
word,
had time to
know.
think about
No, I
it.
should have.
He chose that word
I should have said
specifically.
hiccups. I should have said hiccups though.
Hindsight's
What you got on
crazy.
your mind, man?
Bro, what's that? What's the time for that one? 60 cent. Alright, they say. So yeah, I know what you're saying still. So it's like, okay, then cool. Obviously, I'm not in the business in it, so I'm just gonna ask the questions, but just be mindful of how you're answering it in terms of letting things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
of
on,
course,
that you
of
get
course,
me.
of
So, what are you lot doing, to try and? But is there anything you can do to try and eliminate copycats, basically?
So with
Like, is there anything you actually can do to stop that?
I mean, with copycats, like, because the good, I suppose the niche with it, the good thing about it is that it doesn't exist over here anyway. And the key thing about that is, and where, as Trey said, where the issues are starting is that you're making mistakes because there's no blueprint to follow.
Yeah.
Like, you see, if I was trying to open up a food shop,
Yeah.
I can go and look at research on how to open up a food shop.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there's
bang on.
100 open up in Brum probably the last month.
Yeah.
Whereas there's no one doing this, so it's like we're literally the step, we're the guinea pigs. Do you get what I'm saying? So in terms of that question, like, is there with copy it? Future people are gonna watch us, so which is why every step of the way we're trying to lock off what we can lock off, and it's like, for example, our design. For example, one thing, the good thing is, like, our designers, for example, they were able to get our design locked off in the sense that it's like their own exclusivity of it. The rights of it got patented straight away. So it's like nobody can copy our specific design. You can't stop people from owning vans.
Obviously, you're talking about the design of how the fuel's carried and distributed. And
of course. Because there's only basically one compliant way to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? The way that we're doing it, obviously, people will know that down the line. The way that we're doing it is in a sense, and we've managed to get that where we own the design for it. So,
And another thing, like, we've been tapped in and networked with some really good people in the industry, like some very good engineers, and there's only a certain amount of people in the UK that can help you out. And you're gonna need their help in it.
it was literally a wild goose chase just to even get the design. Because when I first went to go speak to somebody when I was buying the equipment, they were like, "Why are you buying all this for?" Because a random guy walks to the shop buying all these random parts, and he's like, "What on earth have you got going on?"
Yeah, he must think you're some kind of fucking
bro,
some madman trying to do a craziness.
do you get me? Like, what are you cooking, bro? Like, you get me? And when I'm trying to explain to them and that, they're like, "That sounds crazy, but that sounds amazing," and I'm like, "I know. Do you know anyone that can help me do it?" And they're like, "No." Do you get me? So I was like, "Cool." So I'm going this wild goose chase. He's referring me to this person. This person say, "Listen, I'm not even crazy enough to touch that kind of thing, but I think he is." After like 5-10 people, we managed to get through to these guys, and basically it turns out the ones that are qualified to sign up a project like this, about 10 in the UK, basically. And it's like we've managed to get 2 of them specifically locked in contract to our project. Do you get what I mean? Like they were the 2 of the top engineers at one of the biggest fuel companies in the UK. So having them on board has been a game changer. They're taking something that should take months, and they're doing it in a matter of days. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they can just, from where they are, their busy schedule, they'll just come down and they'll just do it, bang it out back to back days. So, you know, we've been lucky in that sense. Lucky in that sense. But the one good thing, I suppose, in terms of when you say competitors, for example, it's not easy. It's not something that somebody can just go on Google and just open up tomorrow. Like, it will take a year, probably more. Well, you know,
I've already said to myself, bro, when this launches, like, officially and publicly, whichever the right terminology is, I'm buying shares, you know.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Obviously, I can't invest now. I need my liver in it, and I have to sell that. You get me to invest, because the price that That straight telling me, it's like, yeah.
You know what it is?
You man mean business.
How we
still.
do, bro.
But the way I see it though, in that sense, like obviously when you're trying to get something off the ground, obviously numbers are a bit different. You get me? But like another thing we're trying to do it is that we're trying to kick down that door in the sense that if I want to go and invest into property or crypto, there's about 100 people on Instagram right now that will say, come to my webinar, I'll do this and that. There's no one that can do the same for oil. Yeah. So we're essentially trying to make a platform that, like, long term, that like people might invest on the investor side can tap into. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that may be more affordable. And the sense of that is that, like, okay, cool, this wasn't available before. This is our blueprint. This is how you can do it, and we can actually help you get into this industry that way. You know what I mean? Rather than people make the same mistakes we've done. Because
there's too much cars out there for us to take all the customers.
Yeah.
You get me? Like there's literally too much.
There's no. Like, you can control the market, but look how much petrol stations there are, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Different brands.
Bro, you drive somewhere, and you'll see a one brand petrol station on this side of the road, and another one.
Both of them full up
on the opposite. Yeah, exactly.
And every single day, both of them are doing 5 figures.
Yeah, there's room for everybody, man. You get 100%. Me? But what I was gonna ask, man, though, is on your journey so far, working with people to contribute, whether it's designing, legalities, all of that stuff, have you ever had any pushbacks being like black males?
Yeah, to be honest, the first one I had was from a supplier.
Yeah.
So this is from a supplier. So when it was new in the game, we didn't even have a finished van at the time. For example. Like it was an idea at that point.
Yeah.
Speaking to a supplier and that, and like he basically assumed I couldn't afford it. That makes sense. Like he basically goes, like, when I was speaking to him, I was telling him, like, you know, we're looking for a supplier.
Yeah.
He said, well, how much oil you're looking for, kind of thing. I'm like, well, the plan is to have X amount of vans, so we're gonna need X amount of oil based off these projections.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, cool. The way that a lot of my customers do it at the moment, they build up like a credit line, for example. So like they'll come every day and they'll fill up their vans and whatever. Yeah. And then they'll settle it at the end of the month.
Yeah.
But in exchange for having that, they'll give them like 6 figures up front. And just deduct it from my bill as and when, like a tab.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, well, the way that we wanted to do it, we want to do cash every time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if we need X amount of liters, we'd buy it cash.
Yeah.
And he kind of like, oh, I assumed that you'd want to do this option because, you know what I'm saying? Like, But when I was saying it was like, I wouldn't bob. The word that I don't mind that. The word I didn't like was, that sounds really good, but I'll be honest, I wouldn't bother. Like those kind of things there. Like when somebody's telling me I wouldn't bother, it makes me want to do more. You get me? So
it's like man are trying to steer you off course.
Yeah.
But in the nicest way.
Yeah.
But you know that undertones there though.
Yeah, like saying things that I'm really excited telling this guy. Because these were the days where this idea, everyone tells me I'm crazy. Yeah. So it's like people are telling me like, okay, cool, that sounds amazing, but how the hell are you gonna do that? Yeah. But this guy, instead of like bearing in mind he's in the industry. Yeah. He's been in the industry for like 30. He was giving me his whole life story. Yeah. He should have been essentially excited that somebody young is trying to get into his industry.
So what you was telling him about the idea?
So I wasn't even telling him the idea. I was telling him basically the concept of what I'm trying to do. Yeah. So because he was saying, because usually when people go to buy fuel, it's getting delivered straight to a tank. When I'm trying to say we're trying to do this thing mobile kind of thing, he's like, well, that sounds amazing, whatever. So I'm saying, okay, cool, it sounds amazing, but how do you go from this sounds amazing to I wouldn't bother? Yeah. Do you get me? And it's like he's hating, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like, yo,
why didn't I think of that?
He respects the idea and the fact that you're actually trying to execute it. Yeah. But at the same time, he probably don't want you to do it.
Yeah.
And try to steal your...
It's borderline stepping on his toes.
Yeah.
But he's not realising that I'm coming to him for a supplier.
So he'll be making money off, man. Yeah. Constantly as well.
Yeah. So if our business booms the way that we plan it to, and he's our supplier, he's rich, boom. Bro.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But he was so he'd rather not even have that. Like, bearing in mind, we're not asking for no credit line. We're not saying to him, okay, cool, we want to take this on and build up a tab and pay it at the end of the month. We'll pay you up front. When everyone else doesn't do that, he was still against it. And I was like, you're really literally saying no to money. Yeah. You just don't like who the message is coming from. Yeah. For example, you know.
See, now obviously you don't know that I'm on my BS and that. Yeah, so. Obviously,
Here we go.
Yeah, it's forwarding, rolling.
2025, we've changed roles, you know.
Yeah, well, no, it's got to be that way, innit? You get me? We can't be predictable all the time.
I hear that.
So, you know, you don't have to be professional in that, innit? You know what I'm trying to say?
What are you trying to say?
I don't know what you're saying. I'm saying you don't have you wrote your code of conduct? Yeah? Have you wrote your code of conduct?
Here we go.
In that code of conduct, there's no fraternizing. I don't even know if that's the right word with the customers.
100%.
So you're saying when we go up to fuel the customers,
and she's
we
forward
can't fuel
out.
something up out.
She's nothing else getting filled up.
Okay,
Yeah,
then.
100%.
just all
Only
right.
one-
Then she
only
calls
one.
you. Sorry, let me just ask you a question. What's the cut off time?
24 hours, bro.
24 hours.
All right then.
Yeah, so we can fuel up
After
at 2,
hours.
3
All
a.m.
right then. So
3
let's
a.m.
say she's
outside China
she's
White.
calling you. She's calling you at one.
Friday
She's
night.
calling you at 1 a.m.
Yeah,
At the crib.
yeah.
She.
Forward.
He's calling us 1 a.m.
1 a.m. She.
Okay.
Yeah.
Linda from Sutton.
Forward from wherever.
Okay.
Forwards out now in the little shorts. Yeah.
Okay.
Little robe and that. Yeah. Yeah. You know the girls got the short robe. I don't know why they wear it, but they got the short robe. She got the short robe and that. Yeah. Everything just nice. Stand up.
Yeah.
Stiff up.
What?
Yeah. Clean. You don't have to remain professional,
Of course.
You can't fold and that,
100%.
Don't make this pretty specimen, yeah. Clip that. Hey, what time? Yeah, what time you got there? Cause I might get Don't let this pretty woman, try and koala you for discount. You get me?
You know what it is, bro?
Come inside for what did I like to say?
nightcap.
A nightcap.
A nightcap.
Yeah,
You know what it is,
I'm
bro?
saying.
As a business owner,
Mm.
we get to write the code of conduct.
Oh,
This is true.
Yeah?
This is true.
Yeah? So
what fine print?
you gotta read the small print, baby. If I want a nightcap, yeah? Nah, I'm joking. No drinking on the job.
No drinking on the job. No drinking on the job. We've got to keep it professional. But it's one of them. Obviously, we want it to be literally a club, though. In a sense, when I say a club, as in like it's not like you go to Texaco. Hi there. What pump 6 here? Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah.
It's that we're trying to change the whole
Like
interaction.
familiarity.
Build relationships with our customers and that.
Like for example, like
Yeah, but don't you think that there's a fine line in terms of business and that to do that, because too much familiarity.
Yeah.
'Cause remember, they're seeing maybe not you or you, obviously people that are obviously employed by you.
yeah.
They're seeing them face to face, innit? So it's easier to build that rapport. But
100%.
the reason why I say all that to say this year is because people might get too comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And try and like, I'm sure, let's say they want a £30 fill up.
Yeah.
I'm short a tenner. Could you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and people might try that, you know what I mean? But like the concepts that we've put in place and the security measures is that, like, obviously, for example, let's say somebody's paying cash, for example.
Yeah.
It's cash first. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're paying up front. So
Yeah.
it's like if you want £30 worth of fuel, you're paying £30 and then they'll fill up your tank. That way, it eliminates the possibility of any problems.
All of that stuff.
Yeah, like if you
Yeah.
fill up £30, she's only got 20.
Yeah.
How are we going to get the other 10?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
eliminates all
Company
those dramas.
policy, like, there's no bending the rules for this
Yeah.
person or that person.
Nah.
That the rules are the rules, and that's it, innit?
And it's like, and there's a reason for it being a club kind of concept. 'Cause it's like, for example, now let's say you're a gold member.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get free hot drinks with every
The
order.
the boy, them a member, you know?
Yeah, man. You
Different
get,
memberships,
yeah,
man.
different memberships. You actually get a free hot drink with every order. For example, every fuel order. So in that sense, it's like the driver's going to pull up. Each region is obviously going to have a set amount of drivers, and those drivers are going to basically have to have a relationship with these people because they're obviously going to be seeing them regularly.
Yeah.
So it's like he knows Steve is coming at 5 o'clock, for example.
Nah, you're gonna make a kill. Sorry,
While
to
we're,
cut you.
while we're on,
You're
wait,
gonna
1
make a
minute. While we're
killing.
on the
Go on.
membership, explain why we went down the membership route as well.
Yeah. So with the
And
membership,
what the membership consists
yeah.
of.
So with the membership route, so we've got different tiers. We've
Yeah.
got obviously a non-members membership, which the non-members one is basically for those that don't want to have that monthly outgoing, for example.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't qualify for the fuel discount, but you're still qualified for the convenience and for the service.
Oh, so like the cheap
Yeah.
lot. You're not gonna say it's all right. You might not have to say it. I will say the cheap lot. Yeah,
If that's what you want to
cheap
call
lot.
it.
That's what
Yeah,
you want to
yeah,
call it.
Yeah, the cheap
If
lot.
that's what you call it. It's
The
like
cheap lot.
yeah, like, 'cause don't get me wrong, you still get the petrol station delivered to your location whenever
Yeah.
you want it, no problem.
Yeah.
But you'll pay the same price as you would at the supermarkets.
Yeah.
Whereas if you want to save the money, like for example, we're about £30 cheaper per month than the supermarkets. For example, based off the average. So if you want to save that, if you want to get the cheap fuel,
Yeah.
it would make sense to have a membership. Because obviously with that membership, obviously you get a load of perks. So for example, you're getting free hot drinks with every order. You're getting discounts on your fuel.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting
Free
access,
screen wash,
free
tire
screen washes,
inflation.
tire inflation.
Yeah,
Like, you're
yeah,
basically
yeah.
getting the full petrol station experience
Yeah.
delivered to your location
Yeah,
24/7.
yeah.
You
Bang
know what
on.
I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, and that's, you know, out of hours, 4 o'clock in the morning, if you need £30 in fuel, with we've got here, someone's going to be within 15 minutes of you at all times.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the whole concept to solve the convenience problem with it. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the reason for the memberships is, for one, obviously, one, to kind of make it more of a club. So it's like, it's trying to change the whole dynamic of petrol stations. So the driver will greet you, he'll hand you your hot drink, and then he'll do the tedious job. Everyone hates going to the petrol station, bro.
Yeah.
You got to wear if you don't get them gloves, you got dirty fuel in your hands.
Man. And then just the waiting time.
The waiting time, you sat there waiting for it to, if you're doing a full tank, you're there for 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is it.
Pumps, and you know what I mean. Like, it's trying to basically make that whole interaction smoother, more efficient, save you time. Like, you not having to go to the petrol station, and especially the people that we're in a cost of living crisis, isn't it?
Yeah.
So people will drive around to find the cheap one.
Yeah, therefore, because
you know what I mean?
Bro, look at Costco.
There you go.
You know what I'm trying to
The
say?
queues
Like,
for
Five
Costco,
a.m.,
bro?
6 in the morning.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
queue
yeah,
is
yeah,
outside
yeah,
the door, bro.
exactly.
And that is to save a few pence on
Yeah.
a litre, bro. And
Yeah,
that's
So
how
if
cheap it is.
So if we're coming to you, instead of you waiting in that queue
Yeah.
in Costco for 10, 15 minutes, it's a no-brainer, no?
There you
No-brainer.
go then. There you go
No-brainer.
then. Obviously, one thing I would say as advice is the people that you employ
Yeah.
to obviously do the job and that, they have to be people.
100%.
People.
Yeah.
People.
100%.
Yeah.
This is more like,
Yeah, people.
it's more of a customer service role, in that sense that it's like, obviously we already know how it was with business. One bad interaction can potentially lose you customer, and it's a case of-
because you know what's gonna happen. People are gonna say certain.
Yeah.
They're gonna exaggerate it.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a Chinese whispers,
Yeah.
and then you know what I'm saying.
like, a whole interaction can do a lot more than you think. So it's like, you might see it as, like, for example, I was getting food earlier at one chicken place in town.
Don't shout them out.
No. Of course. One chicken place in town now. But like, you know when someone just hates their job,
Yeah.
and it was like, she was like reading out the number and that, and like she was basically almost dashing my food towards me kind of thing.
Disengaged.
I'm asking for sauce and that.
Yeah.
And she's basically saying,
I know what you're saying.
I mean, like, sighing and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just asking for barbecue. How many do you want? You know what I mean? I'm like, so even though even though the company's not done me, the food's fire. The company's never done me dirty, but I'm now got a bad opinion of that company because of
the
this one
experience.
staff member.
Yeah.
Because who they employ.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it's like, I'd rather somebody have zero experience but they're very good people. For example, and that's the kind of people that we want around us. So it's like, when they're greeting customers, the feedback's just positive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the one thing that people might like is that, like, especially that's good for us as well, that we're taking serious, is that at the end of each interaction, so once people have had their fuel, there's a small rating system, and it's a compulsory rating system. It's not like Uber where you can ignore the 5-star thing and by the time you go on the app, it's gone.
Yeah.
But we're trying to basically gauge, were you happy with the service?
Yeah.
Was the driver polite? 10-second quick thing, and it's like, what that will allow us to do is to identify if there's a bad. We'd be able to know from that data if one of our drivers had a bad day.
Yeah.
For example, if he's had a bad morning because the first 5 interactions might be red, and then from 1 o'clock onwards it's green, so we know what happened this morning.
Yeah, we're taking the customer service thing.
Do you know what I'm saying? So we can say, okay,
man.
sweet.
Support.
So nip that in the bud
It has to
straight
be
away.
because it's as much as it's convenient, it's personable because you're pulling up to the person, and I don't know how long it takes to fill up a car. I don't know, maybe a minute. Okay, cool. So in that minute and that, I'm not saying you have to chat your face off, but there's gotta be.
Hi, how's your day been?
Yeah,
you
this,
okay?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Yeah. All of that stuff.
Because remember, people go to the petrol station. They're going to people's houses, to their school, to their workplace, to their college, to their university. So we're going to their place of residence. So you actually imagine it's somebody in like Five Oaks, for example.
Yeah.
Or like in the really nice parts of Birmingham, and it's like they've got the gates now. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're letting you into their personal.
Yeah, on their land.
On their land, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can't be coming on the
yeah.
land with bad attitude and that. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be going there smooth, polite. Hi, how you doing? I hope you've had a good day.
You know what else it is? It's the stigma around black people and bad customer service as well.
Yep.
We don't want to be over that side where another black company, bad customer service, attitude. Yeah, we don't want that, because at the end of the day, when they're going out, they're representing man.
Facts.
You get me?
Yeah,
100%. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's, as I said, the one thing that we do like, that's kind of like, it's been big for us as well. And it's like, there's loads of people, like black people, that have invested into like petrol franchises, for example. Like, there's black people that own like Texacos.
Therefore,
But there's no black owned oil company in the UK.
Okay. Yeah.
Which we would be the first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the difference for that is that, one, it's setting the trend, and it's a statement.
Yeah.
That, you know, there's no industry we can't go into.
Facts.
You know, but it's also, it's like, because we're the first one, we're gonna be like what all the future opinions are gonna be based on.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
depending on
I
how
get what
we
you're
do
saying.
it will determine.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
because if we let's say ours,
It's almost like paving the way. Sort
our
of,
one goes really well.
Yeah.
When the next one pops up, for example, there's no bad perception of it.
Yeah.
We have a bad customer service opinion now. All of a sudden now, when the next, they're gonna be just like them.
Yeah, you're making it easier for the other ones and that
Which we literally
potentially
physically
so to speak,
trying to
innit?
kick down the door.
Yeah. Bang on.
Go on.
Obviously, I know. We slightly stayed off, but like what you was explaining that what was it, memberships tiers? Yeah. Obviously, you only got up to the cheap lot in it. So
The non-members.
yeah, the non-members. Sorry, the non-members. Yeah. Sorry. What was the other ones?
So the other ones, so you've got non-member, standard, and then you've got gold,
Right.
and then you've got multi-car.
Cool.
So the difference between standard and gold.
Yeah.
With standard, you don't get the free screen wash and the free tire inflation.
Yeah.
But you also only get slots. So for example, you can book a time slot with at least 2 hours notice.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
my fuel delivered at 3 p.m.
It's not on demand.
Whereas the gold ones can have all of that, plus they can order it on demand. So they can have it whenever they want. You know what I'm saying? You can also have your free tire inflation, free screen wash, free hot drinks with every fuel order.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And the difference between the two memberships is only £3. So it's like it's worth paying the £3 just for the if you go Starbucks every day, that's like £3-4 a day. Do you know what I'm saying?
I've looked at I know. That's
Do you
what
get
I'm saying. You don't know what to say. That's why I'm saying the cheap lot because
Exactly.
I've looked at the subscription fee, so to speak, and I know what the difference is, and it's like, use like the cheap lot,
100%.
innit?
And like with multi-car, that's designed for basically 3 cars on one property.
Yeah.
So for example, it would all have to be the same registered address.
Yeah.
It could be a mom, dad, and the son who drives,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
example.
yeah.
And instead of, and they'll basically get 3 gold memberships with a huge discount because it's 3 in one location. So it makes it easy for our drivers. They could do all 3 cars at once.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Nah, man. Yeah, it's bang on and that, man. And you know what it is as well. Like, I think about my workplace, for example. There's multiple people there, innit? You get me? Everybody drives. What will happen here is someone will order it at one of their workplaces. It's not one. At their workplace, and someone's going to see it.
See the van pull up with the brand.
Gonna ask,
What's
what
that?
was that?
what is that?
Because they're going to assume it's food, innit?
Yeah.
They're going to assume it's food. They're going to like, what was that? They're going to say, oh, I just got my car fueled up and that. So when I finish, I could just go straight home and I'm good to go. You got your car fueled up?
What? They do that?
Yeah, all right, then
This is what I'm saying.
it's like it's a rolling effect
But,
and that, you know what I'm
And
saying?
I think personally, sorry to cut you. I
on.
think personally that's one of the best ways of marketing.
Yeah,
like,
word of
free
mouth.
promo. You
Yeah,
get me?
yeah.
Someone seeing that in person, I'm thinking, yeah, that is what I need. And that,
Yeah,
bro.
defo.
The second somebody can see a nozzle going into the back of a car, do you get what I'm saying? And you can see, like, you're just walking past, like, imagine you're at the Fort, like, the shopping centre, for example.
Yeah, that
You're
too.
somewhere like that, and it's like, you just see the van pull into the car, and it's filling up someone's car. As everyone's walking past, remember, this thing doesn't exist so far, so it's like, people looking at, what is that?
Yeah,
They're going to keep note of that name, and then they're gonna see another van that, I saw that the other day, what is that?
yeah.
Instagram, and next thing you know,
like,
they remember?
like even now, when Miles or whoever's driving the van, people are adding the Insta page. Oh, what's this? What's going on? When are you launching?
Yeah,
This and
bang
that.
on.
People
Yeah.
in traffic, people in, like, literally, this is before we had anything even inside the van. Before there was even any pumps or tanks, anything in the van.
Yeah.
There was somebody messaged me on the Instagram page, and he's like, I'm stuck behind you in the traffic. When's this launch?
so
When's this
that-
launch? And I need fuel.
Yeah, that's cold still. That's real cold.
Do you know what I mean?
still.
And I'm like,
That's
we're-
real cold.
We're
And then-
launching soon, bro.
And then you got the petrol head locked. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that's a whole nother niche and community of people. But one thing I've just thought of though, is have you guys ever had issues with police thinking that what you're doing is not legal?
once, only when I was doing the marketing. So when I was doing a little bit of the this was the early marketing where I was just basically taking pictures of the vans, and we pulled up near a petrol station.
Yeah.
And obviously we're basically a petrol station as well. So
Yeah.
it's like because we've still opened the sliding doors, people are seeing the nozzles and the tank stuff. What is he doing? Because remember, it doesn't exist in the UK. So from someone looking at that, I'm like a terrorist, you know what I mean? He's got tanks, he's got wires, and very explosive-y, like
looks like a madman.
Yeah, bro. Like, what has he got going on? What's he doing over there? So obviously, bro. So I'm like, obviously, this is what was going on. And the police officer spoke to me for about 2 minutes, but then they go, when I explained to him what it was, he's like, mate, that is brilliant. And then he carried on. But the people who actually called the police were the petrol station owners.
Swear down.
Yeah, because obviously we weren't on their land, but it was nearby it. And what people were doing that were filling up, they were seeing me taking pictures and seeing the nozzle and stuff and saying, what is that?
Yeah.
Is it like an emergency breakdown kind of thing?
Oh, okay.
And it was like, nah, it's actually going to be even more than that. It's going to be this.
Yeah.
They're like, what? So I'm guessing that sounds expensive. Like, no, we're actually going to be cheaper than these guys. So what? You just made me fill up my tank. I was like, listen, don't worry, man. We ain't load shit.
I couldn't say that.
When they saw people walking up to us and asking, actively like taking pictures of the van, and people were taking pictures of it, so they can save the website and Instagram. I couldn't believe it, bro. And like the petrol were like, what are they doing? Yeah. So the police came and then they left straight away, and literally that's what's happening. People are seeing it and they're asking questions. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what the visual marketing's about.
And while we're on the topic, a lot of people think we're only going to be doing residentials as well. Yeah. So B2C. Yeah. We're also in the background focusing on B2B, business to business, innit? So we plan on going to, I don't know, for example, local couriers or people with a lot of vans or delivery services with 10s, 20s, hundreds of vans, and getting contracts with them.
100%. Because you got to think most of these businesses, they deal with like fuel cards. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Fuel cards with business, they'll save maybe 3-4 pence.
Yo, certain man ain't gonna like you, man.
Yo, 100%.
Bro, we're here to take over, man.
You know what it is? There's this in the industry, they call it disruptors. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to be, a disruptor. Like, we're not trying to
like he's like, you know.
Yeah, like we're not just trying to just, you know, just blend in and be another something. When you're something that's the first of something, you're here to make a statement. Yeah. And that's why we're trying to make sure it's right, because it's like we can't have set the bar. Like, we're not trying to just arrive onto the scene and just be another one of those companies that were a great idea but it didn't execute it properly. Yeah. Do you get me? I'd rather us delay 6 months, for example.
Yeah, of course, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
and as we was talking about, like, a big influence was what's happening in Dubai. Yeah. How they do it in Dubai. You get me? And we hope to add offers or another service on top of what we do, like breakdown and this and that in the near future.
100%.
Because as I said, like, you know what it is? The one amazing thing about traveling, like, for example, I've never been to Dubai, but I know people that have, and it's like, but I saw that they were doing it over there just on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't even like, but there's people that have told me that I've been to Dubai, and like when I was over there, I didn't fill up my car. Like when I went to like Thailand, they fill it up for you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I've heard that a lot in Asia and stuff. They fill it up for you, and it's like in the UK we're so far behind technology wise that it's like there's all you got to do is travel. You could go to the other side of the world and find a business idea that they don't have here.
Even ideas, man, because I feel like obviously we spoke about this before, and it like when I was doing like the episodes and that in my kitchen and that. We spoke about this before, like you see with the UK in terms of is the word being innovative. It's like we are, but what shuts that down and we don't pursue further is the culture. Like we have a very
100%.
What's the word, man? We have a very negative culture to new things.
It's a very negative. We like to stick with who.
This is it. We don't explore too often. Venture out, and
we don't go to anything that's like going against the grain.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
We don't like to really take risks and you know what it is like. I'm a take risk kind of person. Like in general, and it's like, and that's all aspects of life. Like the way that I'm looking at it is like, okay, cool. Because I never came into this field thinking, okay, it's just about just making money. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the way I look at it is that if you got a problem, and you offer a solution to that problem, the money will come in anyway.
Yeah, facts.
Do you know what I mean? But you've got products that you can sell that are actually harming people, and you got products that are actually helping people. Like it's more convenient. It's actually helping the people.
Yeah, it's which line you want to be.
Yeah. So I'm like, there's a way to combine the both. Like, if I can just offer a solution that actually helps people, I'll make money off that anyway. Facts. So I'm not just profiting off people and somebody's losing out. So, you know, like usually, like for example, in clothing, for example, you'll see like the big companies and they'll say, okay, there's people like in Thailand or China
and they're not getting paid that
10p an hour, and they're getting like, you know what I'm saying? Whereas there is ways to make money in mass without doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's clean ways.
Do it the ethical way.
There's definitely ethical ways you can do it, and it's like I'm trying to, because everything has to align. Yeah. You know, we're not just trying to, don't go on, we're not just trying to be like just angels. Like, the whole point is that we're trying to obviously have a clean, ethical product that's beneficial, affordable, so it's saving, remember it's a cost of living crisis we're in. Yeah. So if it's saving people money, it's saving people time, and it's convenient, happy days, why wouldn't you sign up?
So, obviously, you know, you have this whole thing on nepotism and that, where it's like somebody has the privilege of being given an opportunity because their parents or somebody in their family can just, you know, bring them on.
Yeah.
Now, I still like to say this, how are you guys dealing with people that know you too personally that feel entitled to be involved in some sort of way?
You know what it is, bro? I feel like...
Yeah, go on.
I feel like if someone wants to be involved, family, friends, whatever, I feel like as we're starting up anyway, you need to bring something to the table. And that's just black and white for me. Like, if you're not offering something, why would we get you on board?
Yeah.
You get me? So if you're not trying to invest in a franchise or do the marketing side or you get me, something that's going to push us.
Something can make it smoother, you know what I mean? You got to bring in value because you know what it is? If we were already millionaires, we can just bring everyone in because we can afford to just bring everybody in. You see, when you're in a startup phase, every penny counts. So it's to the sense that it's like, we'd love to have 5 marketing guys, but we could probably only afford 1. You know what I mean? When we've got that money, we'll be able to have 5 and make everyone happy. And you can offer this. Come on, you can colour in. You know what I mean? Whereas now it's like we actually have to be very selective with 1 who we're bringing in. And 2, because it's not just a case of friends or family. It's what are you actually bringing to the table. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, that's the way you got to look at it. Like we've got people that have, for example, asked me, when you start, don't forget me, I want my discount. And I'm like,
that's crazy because I ain't once said that to him.
Bro, I couldn't believe it, bro, because I was looking at it in the sense that you drive and you've been driving for 10 years. You don't ask these no petrol stations for no discount.
There you go then.
If anything, you pay over the odds. I'm giving you the discount anyway because we're cheaper than them. And you want a discount on top of the discount?
Bro, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand people with that mentality because it's ridiculous,
bro.
I am obviously going to use the service once it's launched, but the way how I see is, I rather give the money that I'm going to give to whoever, to the man them. To the man them. That's how I see. 100%. That's how I see. And 100%. You get me? I see as I rather just give the money to the man them for the exact same thing.
100%.
You know what I'm trying to say?
That's exactly how, for example, everyone that's worked on the project so far. Because don't get me wrong, apart from the engineers, they have to be specific.
Definitely.
Do you know what I'm saying? But in terms of our unit, for example, everyone that's done from down to the plumbing, down to the electric side of things, there've been people in my own network. Do you know what I'm saying? People in my own network. So rather than me go on Google and try and find a tradesman, I'll go to my social media. I'll put it on my stories. Anybody that does this. 5 people pop up. I'll select one. If I have a good experience with him, I'll go back to him. If I don't, I'll try the other one. And I'll find these people in my own network. So we're kind of keeping the money in our own communities. Do you know what I mean? And we're pumping the money back in. Whereas, like, that's what the other communities do.
Facts.
Like, if you speak to a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying? With a lot
call a spade a spade, bro. That is what they're doing, bro.
That is what it is. And it's
you know what I'm saying?
Like, if you speak to a lot of the other communities, you know, a lot of the other ethnicities, for example, like, what they'll do is they'll have one of their family is a lawyer. For example, someone in their family is a dentist. Someone in their family is a painter. And they utilize that skill set, that qualification. Exactly. So guess what happens when they buy a property? The lawyer in the family will do the contracts. The painter would do the plumber would do this. So they've bought a property, but 10 people have eaten. Exactly. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. Like, they're doing it all in the one. Whereas a lot of people, they'll just go on Google, they'll pay him, they'll pay that person. And it's just, there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying. That build together, they do it properly. And of course. It comes as easy that, like, for example, like even down to like the stickers we've got on the label. I had 2 options where I could go. I could do a company online. I'm not going to name free promo on that. The company online that does it, and they're cheaper. But he's round the corner from my unit. So when I need something done, it's done the same day. Do you get what I'm saying? He's a little bit more expensive, but it's done the same day. And he's from the community. I found him on my Snapchat. Do you know what I'm saying? And that I would much rather that than someone I don't know. Shout him out, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's literally around the corner. His business is called 5-Star Prints. You know, his name's Denz. Like, I met him. Funny enough, I actually went to somebody else first. I went to another company in Boards of the Green, and they were good. They were fine. He popped up saying, I offer the same service. You know, obviously I can see they've done a great job, so I'm not going to downplay their thing. But I will say, if possible, try me out. I'll give you a free sample. I didn't even ask for a free sample. I said, let me see your work. Show me his work, and I put in an order straight away. haven't been disappointed since.
And just the way that it's come across means, yo, we're gonna use him long term now.
Yeah,
Get
of
me?
course,
Exactly.
People buy people, bro.
The jackets we're wearing right now, he did
Yeah.
this. So he not only does he do stickers on cups, for example, and other things like that, he literally designed these. Do you know what I'm saying? So obviously he's my friend Montel, he had a company called Wavy Wings. He was doing like graphic design. He made the logo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Denz, obviously the guy that owns five star prints.
Shout out Denz,
You get
5-star
me?
prints.
He's literally designed this, and look how smooth it looks. Do you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
defo. Yeah, it's
same jackets
clean.
we're
Yeah.
wearing. This is what the drivers will be wearing. Like our
Yeah.
staff will be wearing. It's like, you know, how it is when you start a business, bro. And it's like it all starts with the logo.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And seeing that
Yeah.
thing printed on something, like you've got Reemy's living room on cushions.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it probably started as a note on your notepad, innit?
Yeah,
Do you
definitely.
know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So when you see visually come to life, bro,
Yeah.
it's humbling.
Yeah,
You know
of
what I mean?
course. Yeah, it's sick,
Like,
man.
yeah,
It is sick, man. Because it's like the ideas that you've got in your head or in the notepad and that.
Yeah.
It's like it's got life now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
It
Once that
exists.
logo, exactly. Once that logo's done, colored, font, all of that stuff. Yeah, it's like, yo, we're in now.
And
Balls rolling.
that's where design came from, because I was looking like, okay, cool. I wear Nike, I wear all these other brands.
Yeah.
All these other brands all the time. And it's
Yeah.
like, I need to try and make it as stylish as
Yeah.
possible, in the sense that it's like, it's still professional. It
Yeah.
still does what it needs to do.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look crazy if I wear it.
It's not like a corny
Yeah.
type of. Yeah, I know what you're
Like,
saying.
don't
I know
get
what
me
you're
wrong.
saying.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna wear dress to the club. Yo, I'm not going to the club.
I might.
Hey,
Free promo that is.
I might do. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, of
at the same,
course.
when I'm running my errands, everywhere I'm going, I'm always wearing it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's
defo.
like, if I can wear these other brands, I can wear my own thing.
Yeah,
You know, it makes sense.
defo. No, it's true, man. So yeah, it's like you guys are, until it launches, obviously.
Yeah.
When you're wearing the uniform and that, yeah, it's like you're your brand, so to speak, and that. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it makes sense having the logo, the uniform, like a sleek, up to fashion.
Yeah.
Style and that, you know what I'm trying to
It's
say?
a conversation starter as well.
Yeah, there you
it's
go,
like
man.
People, like the marketing's ridiculous. Like there's times, for example, when I'm in the van, and obviously bearing in mind this was before there was any equipment in there, so I actually need fuel sometimes.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm pulled up into a petrol station in the van. Do you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
people are watching me fill up, and they're like, "Man, what is that?"
Yeah,
And you know what I'm saying? This is the branding. What is that? Like I've had people actually say to me, not even interested in the business. That looks hard. Like, where's that from?
Yeah.
Thinking it's like some designer.
Yeah,
Like,
some
no, it's
some
it's our
streetwear
work.
brand.
Yeah,
innit?
man, it's our work uniform, man. But
Nah, of course, man.
you can order one if you want. Like.
Who knows, man? You might have to.
This is it.
You might have to
Take up the
just
clothing brand.
do some-
Hey,
do
yo,
some
yo.
merch,
Premium
man.
clothing, man. Don't
Yeah,
sleep
man.
on it, innit?
Yeah, do some merch and that, bro, man. You get
100%,
me?
man, 100%.
But nah, man, it's definitely a sick idea, and you know, obviously back onto that nepotism thing, like.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know I made a joke about it with selling my liver and that, but like, I did pop him up and
Yeah.
with the investment thing and the price that he told me,
Yeah.
I didn't even give him no what's the word? No negativity around it,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I understand in it,
100%.
yeah, that it's gone to a level now that it's like, if it's not making sense
Yeah.
to match what he's asking for
Yeah.
the investment, yeah, then obviously. You
100%.
can't do it, innit?
As
You
you
know what I'm trying to
said,
say?
like,
You can't just drop
Why
the price.
would we turn down anyone
Exactly.
wanting to
He
give us
can't,
money?
he can't drop the price for me because there's no me.
Yeah.
And whatever. You know what I'm saying?
literally- And the funniest thing is, this is where it gets interesting. Like, obviously, even with the investment side of things, a lot of people don't realize, bear in mind, we're a startup.
Yeah.
You know, we're not actually going above and beyond and throwing loads of massive franchise fees, nothing in there like that.
Bro.
We're actually charging
Yeah.
cost price, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Bro.
saying? And it's
Yeah.
like, people are asking for discounts on what's already cost price. And it's like, hold on, we're not profiting off you investing right here. Like, you're helping us with infrastructure, which is great at the start. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, as we grow, that will obviously change. But at the start, you're helping us with infrastructure.
Yeah.
So to ask for discounts on that, like, we can't have half a van, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can't have any less than what we need. So
Yeah.
that's
Obviously,
the reason for the
you know what it
price.
is? I'm me. Obviously, I can only speak for myself. I'm not that type of person to do that anyway.
Yeah.
But what adds more onto that, yeah, is I understand business in it, yeah, to a degree, obviously.
Yeah.
So I understand that man's telling me the price because that is the price.
Yeah.
Man's
Yeah.
not telling me the price because he's trying to make a drink off
Yeah,
me.
or
Yeah,
Bobman, yeah,
and,
100%.
and put however much in his pocket. And that.
100%.
It's because business wise,
Yeah.
that's the price, and that is obviously the bar that you guys have set
literally
to go forward with investing and stuff like that.
And with the price, I'm not even gonna say figures, but with the price I gave you, bro, I think we've spent more than that just getting things right for the prototype alone, bro.
Yeah.
Like, as I said earlier in the pod, like the amount of mistakes we've gone through because there's no one to learn off. There's no blueprint. So
bro.
we're literally learning on the job. If we make this mistake, we're taking it out of our own back pocket and putting it into X, Y, and Z. And you get me trying to get going in that, bro.
100%.
Bro,
there's no like when there's no blueprint. Like, as I said, you're trialing in it, and it's like that's. To be honest, I do like that part because at the start things were going too well. I'll be honest, like it was going so smooth. I was speaking to somebody else, like he's a successful businessman, and he was like, "What problems have you encountered yet?" And I was like, "None," almost as if it's a flex. And he was like, sign, bro. And I was like, "What are you talking about, bro? I think he's hating, bro." Like, thinking, why are you bringing negativity around me, bro? Do you get me? But he's up, so he's not a hater. You get me? Like,
just
I
real?
And he was like, "Bro, if you've experienced no problems, you've got a long road ahead."
Especially with a business that ain't been done or
doesn't exist. Do you
no
get what I'm
thing
saying?
to follow.
He said, when you find that problem, you're gonna phone me and you're gonna say you was right.
Yeah,
that's exactly what.
There's been more than one problem.
The first problem we found, I phoned him and I was because of that conversation. I was gassed when I found the problem. I was like, "There's no way this thing doesn't exist. I'm gonna start it from the start. It's gonna go perfectly smooth, and then I'm just a billionaire. It doesn't work like that, bro. You get me?" And I was like, "Hold on, yeah, bro." So, but then when I found these, I'm like, "Finally, So, because once you find that problem, he said the reason why it's good is that once you find it, you won't have that problem again. So it's like
you learn from it and you fix it, innit?
Exactly. So let's say on a journey there might be 10 bumps.
The
quicker you get to those 10 bumps, the better.
Facts.
Because then everything after that's smooth.
Facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like right now I'll say we're probably at about 7 bumps. So we know there's probably still a few more on the horizon.
100%.
But only small ones, and then it's plain sailing. And that's where we want to get to, where it's like, okay, cool. A lot of things that could go wrong have already gone wrong. And those solutions that were going to fix the problem that went wrong, they went wrong as well. So it's like, now, okay, cool. If we didn't do that, we would have encountered down the line anyway. So it's like the quicker you get to it, the better. You know?
Now, obviously, the viewers, listeners, and that, you don't get it twisted, you know. They got some serious investors, you know. Like, they're having some serious.
I don't even want to talk to you.
They're having some serious meetings, some serious encounters and that, with very well-known people that we all know. You know what I'm trying to say? Obviously, I ain't gonna say.
100%.
So it's like, if you lot wanna
just have a conversation.
If you don't want to forward to these man, on that type of level and that, because you know what it is. Yous are accessible and that. You know what I'm trying to say?
We don't hide.
You got your network of people. You got your network of people. Then you both have networks of people that you both know, innit? So you're accessible and that. So it's like any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Why you done it again?
That's number 2, you know.
Tom what?
That's number 2, you know.
Tom who?
Bro. Bro.
That's crazy.
I'm losing my mind, man.
The funny thing is, no one's ever seen no one with that name.
Facts, bro.
You've never met no one with that name, bro.
Bro, I know, man.
Tom, James, and Harry, man.
Man. Any better, Tom, James, and Harry is obviously gonna forward to with their little proposition and that. But
we're more than welcome to
bro.
hear offers out, man. Therefore,
like, if people, because as I said, like, there's only one way. The one thing is that's funny though. You get people that are just trying to just chat for chatting's sake. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost like people want to chat, and this is another problem we encountered. Is like I used to get excited when people show me interest. Like, yes, we got someone else that wants to help us build this investor, but they just want to hear you out.
I think
probably, you know what I'm saying. Almost trying to hear you out. Maybe try to do it themselves or something like that.
I think we've come to a point where we can see who the time wasters and who the serious people are now, because we've had so many chats with people and so many conversations. We can tell what kind of vibe you're coming on, if you really want to get behind us, or if you're just trying to put two together. And as Mark said, you're trying to think you can go do this yourself. And
Like
that's how much people we've spoken to, bro. Like,
we speak to loads of people, bro, and it's like, and the funny thing is, I said, you can speak to 100 people, you only need one to say yes.
Facts.
You know, and it's like, it doesn't, like, the issue isn't the amount of people we're speaking to, it's the quality. So like, we're like, okay, cool. Before, I was almost kind of like catering to that person and almost trying to oversell the brand, whereas now I'm not trying to sell snake oil. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sell something that's not really needed or known.
Sells itself, man.
I'm selling to go and buy tomorrow morning. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm selling it cheaper. And it's the exact same quality. And it's more efficient. So why do I need to, if you're an investor, why am I having to really oversell it to you when the product sells itself. So I just basically, I tell you the idea. If you're interested, cool. I'll sit you down. We can go through and explain to you how it works. Yeah. After that, that's all. I don't need to keep trying to convince you. You're either going to do it or you're not. Because if you don't, someone else will. Because of what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not like one of those long shots. It's something that is, it's almost like when people hear it, they're like, how the hell didn't I think of that?
And I feel like we've got to the point. I feel like we've got to the point when people approach us and they say if they want to get invested or not, we're so laid back and chilled. Like, we'll wait for you to say, yeah, you're definitely going to be on board or not. We're not going to run you down because we don't need to run you down. We're at a point. We're definitely at a point now.
Man, talking
anyway.
shit.
Yeah, bro.
Talking
talking
shit.
it. Yeah,
no running down still.
Yeah, get that on the court.
Yeah, but yeah, we're definitely at a point where we are definitely not going to run you down to invest because
don't force the issue.
100%, not sounding big-headed or anything, but we literally don't need your investment. Like, you'll be doing yourself a favor if you want to get on board with us. Then more doing us a favor because we've got to that point now.
And as I said, it's not one of them ones like it's them. You get some products where it's like we're gassed to finally get somebody that's interested. Like they've been trying loads, and to finally get somebody that's. It's not that. Yeah. Everyone's interested, but it's a case of that. There's, as you said, there's time wasters and there's ones that are doers. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like we explain what it is. Yeah. You're gonna do or you don't. If you don't, by the time you're ready to do, someone's done and it's too late. And the price has gone up. And that's how it works. It's like. You know, if you
yesterday's price ain't today's price, baby.
Price.
No way.
It's not today's price.
No way.
There you go.
Yeah.
Then. And you know what's mad as well? Like I understand because I like to research money in it. Yeah. So I understand the perks that investors get because if you know your thing, you get a little bit off your tax and. The returns and the ROIs and man, you get me. So listen, no time for time wasters and that, man, because people that do the investing thing, because remember you're in the startup phase, so there's a tax is it allowance or deduction? One of them ones for people that invest a certain amount of money from their personal income on startup businesses and that, you get me? So with that being said, people that understand that and know that and can see the vision, they're not gonna waste time with you, man.
There's not. And funny enough, the ones that have,
it's the ones that want to do.
We've seen
let me just buy 2 bills. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's them lot that's gonna waste your time.
We want risk takers here. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's a reason for it because it's like the people that have made serious money off this. Yeah, they were risk takers. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like they're where they are for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And like, for example, if you've got, I don't invest in crypto, for example, but it's like there's people that do and they made millions, billions even. But you've what's called meme coins, for example, a random coin. You get what I'm saying? Like something goes viral. You know what I'm saying? It could be Reemy's Living Room's got viral, so you'll have Reemy's Living Room. God
willing.
Do you know what I'm saying? God willing. And it's like someone will make a coin and people just invest millions into that coin, hoping for it to. Times by 100. Yeah. Never heard that coin before. Yeah. They'll do it without even blinking. Yeah. But when something that makes sense to you, people are umming and ahhing and but what if this goes? So a lot of feedback was is they list 10 things that could go wrong. Yeah. Rather than if we do this right together, these 10 things are gonna go right. They're finding all the problems they can physically think of. And that's too cautious for me. Yeah. Like, it's okay, cool. If you're so cautious, just don't do it because that person's going to give you a headache down the line anyway.
And sometimes, the things that they're being cautious about, you don't necessarily have the answers because it hasn't got to that point where that caution could happen. If that you get what I'm saying? Yeah. You get me? So
it's all sorts of concerns that they don't actually, like, you know what I'm saying? You've got people that are strict and you got fake strict. You get what I'm saying? It's like, it's like example here. It's like you get girls now, for example, I don't settle for any man that doesn't do X, Y, Z. He's got to offer this. My man's got to have 100K a year. He's got to have this. He's got to have that. What her baby father is, bro.
Yeah, facts. Or wear fake Rolex.
You're not as strict as you're pretending. Yeah. So they're bringing up things that could go wrong that they don't factor in themselves. Like they go to these random spots all the time and fill up their cars. Yeah. And they're saying, oh, but what if this? What if that? When you filled up, you didn't factor that in. You just did it anyway. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like the risks that people are worried about. Yeah. They don't actually value it's only because it's, as you said, sometimes it's familiarity. It's like if Billy from Solihull was opening his business, you wouldn't doubt him.
Facts.
You wouldn't ask Billy, is there something wrong with the fuel? You wouldn't ask him, is the fuel quality, is it stolen, is it this? You wouldn't ask him that.
Taking a piss, man.
But when it's coming from the community, it's coming from the streets. Now it's like,
Yeah.
oh, why is it cheap? Like there's question marks now,
Yeah.
and it's like that's the difference, bro. And that's comes down to, you know, are you noticing different, you know, opinions because of the colour? And that?
It goes to a lack of education because
Yeah.
again, I understand how overheads works,
Yeah.
how we like to say making a drink works and that, you know what I'm trying to say. You see all these things on a consumerism level.
Yeah.
It's all making a drink, you know.
Yeah.
Like these places that are selling fuel, they're getting it for cheap as well, you know.
Of course, bro.
It's
People-
they're making a drink, bro,
That's
on
what
top
people are
of
forgetting.
you get me, and
That's
that's
what
what it
people are
is. So when you lot are doing when you lot are pricing whatever you're pricing the fuel at, the reason why people can't believe that it's so cheap and they might be skeptical that it's watered down fuel, so to speak, is because they don't know about the drinks that people are making
100%.
on top of what they're selling.
And
You know
this is
what I'm
and
trying to
the
say?
question I answer a lot of the time, most frequently asked question is that one in regard to the fuel quality. And
Yeah.
this is where it gets interesting because a lot of people do believe that you can go to different petrol stations and the quality is different and this and that. The facts are there's only 6 oil refineries in the UK. Everyone gets from the same one. You see what I'm saying? Everyone gets from the same refineries.
Now, one more time for the people in the back still.
See what I'm saying? Like genuinely, everybody gets their fuel. All the companies get it from the same place. The only one that's different, you've got standard petrol, standard diesel. That is graded. So as in everyone that sells it has to be the exact same quality. It cannot be 1 point below, 1 point over. It has to be the exact same quality, otherwise it mess up people's cars. The one that's above it, where you've got the premium stuff. So like you know that Supreme, for example.
E5s and
Like your higher quality one.
Yeah.
That's got ethanol in it. That helps clean your tank.
Yeah.
That's the only one that's different. So that is different at Shell compared to BP. There is a bit of difference in maybe the ethanol levels or the quality.
Yeah, because
That's different.
you have some that have like 99.
Yeah.
Then you have some that has like
the
97.
E10 and the E5.
Yeah, 97.
And I've done their market research, man. Come on,
100%.
man.
Like you'll have that. They're the ones that are different. The standard stuff is all the same everywhere you go. Whether you go to Costco, Tesco, Shell. That's what it makes me laugh when people are like, oh, I go to Shell because it's a bit better. I was like, what, you getting the expensive one? No, just stand. Pay more for no reason then. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's what you've got to understand. And because that comes down to, you know, people just, as you said, not being educated on it because this industry is so protected. We don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? All we know is that our cars need it. So we go to the petrol station. That's all we know. It goes as far as that. Whereas like when you really, really look into it, people are paying over the odds for no reason.
So let me ease up with the dilemma before we wrap up on that then. So boom. You know, man's taking that, and you get me?
Yeah?
Them things,
Yeah?
all of that, you
Oh,
get
what?
me? All of that. You know what I'm saying?
First.
Before I go, is Trey still in this shot? Because I know he's slouched back now.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's in the shot. Alright, then cool. So, how do I wanna sway this? How do I wanna sway it now? Cool. So, you've locked off this girl, yeah, because it's not working. I'm gonna do it for both parties as well.
Hey.
So you've locked off this girl because it's not working, whatever in it, yeah. But she wants to order some fuel.
Okay. But we've locked her up on our personal life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you still gonna supply her with that fuel?
Absolutely. She's paying.
Yeah, she's paying, bro.
Absolutely.
But obviously, the reason I'm asking is because she might want to use the fuel opportunity for a little reconcile.
Yeah, but I'm not driving the van. I'm sending Trevor. You know what I'm saying?
She's
Trevor.
she's requesting you though. Yeah, she's requesting you though.
She about to take your request.
Okay, to fit my dilemma, yeah. Whatever needs to happen has happened,
Okay.
so that it's you that have.
The order comes through. There's no other drivers available.
Yes,
Us doing it.
yes,
Cool.
yes. Are you still doing it, or are you delaying her?
Nah, we'd keep it professional. Do you know what I'm saying?
So
So, we can't delay because it's as it comes down to professionalism. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like cool. We deliver the fuel. You know, have a good day. See you later. You know, usually where you might do the extra chit chat.
Yeah,
Keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
Carry about your day.
Depends what she's looking like.
Face forward. Face forward.
I try to give the corporate answer, you know.
Hey, listen,
corporate answer.
Hey, moment of weakness is a real thing, you know.
she can't-
Moment of weakness
She open
is a
the door
real
with some
thing.
lingerie and
Alright
with a
then.
bottle of
You get there,
Moscato and
Oi, what?
Tank's already full. We shouldn't even need fuel, bro.
Nah, man, she said, yeah, Miles, you're hungry. And you know she's a cook.
Yeah.
You know she's a cookers as well. You know,
I'm eating on the job.
Miles, you're hungry.
I'm eating on the job.
She got my favorite food.
Whatever it is, bro. You know she's a cookers.
Fried chicken.
Mac and cheese and fried chicken.
Yeah, eating on the job.
I might be there still. I might. You know, it'll be rude to say no.
You get me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give them good customer service. And
We want the 5-star reviews. 5-star reviews are important. So
Why you say by any means necessary?
any means necessary. Just get me. Customer service.
Whatever's on the side.
Customer service, but do not service your customers.
Yeah. You said you got your slogan there.
Something like that. Might have to trademark that one, you know.
Slogan between the staff and that. I hear it, man.
Them ones there, but it matters, man. Every interaction matters. You know
Nah,
what I'm saying? There's no personal, no feelings in this. This is straight. If
Business.
Yeah, it's business, man. Like you order fuel, we've got a personal relationship. Your car still needs fuel. If people are ordering fuel just for any other reason, then it's like you have to deal with that. It's a case by case basis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're still paying either way.
Yeah, facts.
At the end of the day, if there's business, money coming into the business, that helps us grow. Happy days. You know, if she's giving us a free plate of food in the meantime as well, then
Yes, sir.
we've got to do what we've got to do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
You know,
facts,
we've gotta
man.
do what
Facts,
we've got
man.
to do.
Nah, man. Like obviously, I'll say it here, but I've already said like, yo, like, regardless of how long or how difficult the journey is, it's gonna take off because, like I says, it hits all angles, innit? In terms, ooh.
Why didn't today? What's in that
man?
shot,
Yo,
reverse
and I need to. Yo, you man spike me.
Nah,
Because
You're moving.
yeah, I know,
All
man.
angles.
And that's crazy.
I'm
innit?
getting you one of these jackets. You need to turn it to a business.
It's in it at all angles, you know. That is crazy.
Foot
But
on
anyway-
shoulder.
You know, like,
Yeah, but anyway,
allegedly.
obviously, user ain't. What's the word, man? User ain't pricing out nobody.
Nah, of course
like it is available to everybody, providing obviously, you know, you're over the age of you're 18 and
100%.
over.
Because you know what?
and
In answering to that now, because it's like you've got the service itself is good. So for example, even if we priced ourselves at a sense where we're the exact same price as the supermarkets and other competitors, for example, the convenience alone, people would still pay for it.
Yeah, 100%.
Or if you're looking at a percentage scale, you're looking at like, it might have, let's say it's 25% of people would do it just because of the convenience. But then if you add in the fact that you're actually cheaper and it's you're actually saving not just £2, like you're actually saving, a couple of £100.
Significant. Yeah,
£200-300 the average person will save over a course of a year.
Yeah.
So £300 better in your pocket and you're getting the same service cheaper. You're talking maybe 85%. So it's like we're aiming for a highest percentage of market share, whereas, people at the start, they'll go for, it's like if it was the exact same price, I'll go to who I know. Do you know what I'm saying? But the conversation suddenly goes from, forget who I know, they're cheaper.
Yeah.
And we're dealing with fuel here. We're not just selling food out the back of a truck. Like you're dealing with something that's graded by the industry. So it's something that it cannot be any lower quality than the same thing you get at the petrol station.
Yeah.
For a reason. Like there's a reason why there's regulations here.
Yeah. So there you go then, man. You like that skeptical that want to know about if the fuel's watered down or if it's this and that or if it's fake or whatever. Yeah. There you go, man. Like, yo.
It's regulated, man.
It's regulated, you get me?
Well, even if we want to,
regulations mean law, like it has to meet this standard, this requirement, for it to be
there's no grey
areas.
You know
what I'm trying to say?
No grey areas.
So there you go, man. But yeah, man, that is our episode wrapped up on that, man.
Therefore, follow us on Insta.
Yeah, where can they find you, man? Where can they find you?
Yeah, so at premiumfuelclub.uk on Instagram, and the website is the exact same handle, so premiumfuelclub.uk. You can go on there, fill out the little contact form, and it'll add you to our mailing list, so you know exactly, when we're launching, when the app's coming out, all these things, you're going to get updates of everything. So, yeah, definitely lock in, man, and see what's going on with the journey. Follow us.
And as Reemy said earlier, if you want a conversation about investing or just more in-depth or anything we didn't cover today, feel free to just ask us anything, man, and we'll be open and honest.
Yeah, don't ask me because I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the picture and I'm judging the book by its cover and I'm saying it's not for you. So talk to these, man. Don't try to ask me because I'm gonna say, yo, honestly, it ain't for you. Not with them feeler trainers on. You get me? It's not for you.
Yeah, no time wasters, man. But even as I said, like everyone that's a time waster. As I said, like there's ways we know if people are here to waste time.
Yeah. There's signals,
if someone's interested and they want to know more information, that's fine as well. Come and get along. We'll give you some information, so you can pass them to your peoples and whatever. Because it might not be for you, but it might be for your cousin. 100%. So it's like, okay, cool, hear us out and then pass them the good feedback. But we're not just here for chatting. At the end of the day, it's action as well. So it's like we're business is business. Like we're here to really, really grow this and not just grow it. We really want to be the standard.
All right, then there you go, man. So yeah, man. Reem's Living Room with the Premium Fuel Club. Quick question: you guys still running the detailing for the trainers?
Yes, sir.
So
detailing still online as well. So if you need your shoes cleaning, if you need your jackets dry cleaned, bags, designer bags, everything Coats, you need. If you know everything, like bring it through to us, man. We'll sort it out.
Yeah, obviously all the social media handles will be on the screen and then obviously in the description as well. So for those that can't spell, that you're a little bit illiterate. You know what? Sorry, I know, man. I know. I shouldn't be dissing people like that. Sorry. Nah, you know what? I apologize. All the social media handles will be in the description and on the screen if you're watching on YouTube and that. Yeah, so you can just flick out your phone as you're watching and that, listening, and follow. Check out the profiles and that. They got the detailing for the trainers and then they got the premium fuel, which will be launching very, very, very soon.
Yes, sir.
So you might as well stay ahead of the curve.
Mailing list.
Stay ahead of the curve and follow the journey. Get locked in. Get involved in that, man. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of them. Like we're actually we've documented from day one, from the very first second. We even got the keys to the unit and stuff. So we are going to potentially, obviously, launch a documentary explaining the whole journey as we
looking back at it. It's going to be
it's going to be funny, bro. Like the amount of hiccups, we've got everything there, and it's like people that follow us, even on our personal social media, we are posting quite regularly. Even if you want to just follow the journey on a day-by-day basis, stay locked, man. You'll enjoy the journey, man. It's seeing something that doesn't exist. We're making it exist, and we're from the community as well.
And bang on, man. And that is Reemy's Living Room.
We out.
Yeah, man.
We out.